actual cost incurred, and we can make the proper comparison. Then we can take the right steps in the business. The limitation of financial accounting have made the management to realize the importance of cost accounting. Importance of cost has been divided into 4 concepts: aid to management, aid to creditors, aid to employees, aid to national economy. Warm welcome to second sem BCom student. The subject we're discussing, fundamentals of cost accounting. It is a very interesting subject where we're going to learn about the cost and its ascertainment and how to control the cost in the business. I'm Professor Rajesh L.R. from Department of Commerce and Management from Vidhyaashram First Grade College, Temple of Excellence, MYSURU. In today's session, we're going to have a discussion on the objectives of costing as well as its importance. In our previous session, we finished about the meaning of cost, costing, cost accounting, cost accountancy. Cost in general terms, it is called what is the price of the product? What is the price of the product for a common person? For the same thing, if you're doing any business over here, so we'll say that, and what is the cost of expenditure incurred to purchase this commodity, and how much to fix the profit for this one, and what should be my selling price. So based on the use of the product or how they're going to make it out in the general concepts, based on that, the cost is going to be ascertained, and even they're going to tell it according to their nature. Like for example, a consumer says that what is the cost of the product to consume that one. A manufacturer says that what is the cost of the product for conversion of raw material into finished goods. So these are the things what we learned in our previous session. In today's session, we're going to have the objectives. The first objective, what we have here, always the cost accounting aims at the systematic recording of expenses. They're saying that when cost accounting is going to record each and every expenditure, that is not even a penny, each and every penny of the amount involved in the process of conversion will be recorded. For each and everything, whatever the amount of expenditure that incurred in the business, that will be recorded. Next, analysis of the same. Ascertain the cost of each product manufactured or services rendered by an organization. Information regarding cost of each product service would enable the management to know where the economics on cost, how to fix the prices, how to maximize the profits, and so on. That's the main objective of the cost accounting, or as follows. They're saying that why it is required to fix the price, to know the actual cost incurred, and to take certain management decisions by the organization. So then they can fix that to know how we can sustain in the market, to analyze and classify all the expenditure with reference to the cost of products and operation. They're saying that we have to identify at each level what is the cost has been incurred, how the cost has been incurred, what type of expenditure has been incurred in this process of conversion. So we have to consider each and everything. Either directly it is involved in the process of conversion, or indirectly it is involved in the process of conversion. We have to take both direct as well as indirect. Then we have to finalize this is the cost of the product, and then we have to fix the profit margin and then the selling price of a product to arrive at the cost of the production of every unit, job, operation, process, department or service, and to develop cost standard. They're saying that so if you want to have the proper cost information, so then it should be like we have in this one: prime cost, factory cost, office and administration cost, and then we have selling and distribution cost. So in each concept, what is the cost has been incurred, or the amount of expenditure incurred at each concept, and then based on this I can fix the standard cost of standard. So for every product, the cost, it may be for me, for example, 200. It should not be above that one. So based on that, I can make expenditure and I can have a good margin to sell that one, where it can be sold at 250 in the initial stage. Let it be this one for me, selling price. So if I want to fix a proper selling price for my commodity, how to fix that one? And what is the information? What type of operation has been taken, means the process of production here, whether the product is converted in the first level itself, whether for conversion of any product, whether we have here level 1, level 2 and level 3. At each level, how the cost has been incurred, means the amount of expenditure incurred here, and what was the loss at each and every level, and whether they gained some units or they lost some any units in the process of conversion from first level to second level to third level. So each and every concept should be considered, and the cost should be considered even from all the departments, like the departments, it may be production department, stores department and finance department, and next one we have here research and development department, next marketing department, sales department, all the department who are directly or indirectly involved in the process of conversion. So then based on that, from each department, how many people, the laborers are involved, and what type of expenditure has been incurred for this particular product by each department. So based on that, the information should be collected and it should be divided, means distributed in a proper way. So then I have to say this is the cost of the product without considering the information of all the departments. If you're going to fix the price for the product, then in the future concepts you're going to be in such a position where you can't sustain in the business for long run. To indicate to the management any inefficiencies and the extent of various forms of waste, whether of materials, time, expenses, means they're saying that one, if I take into consideration all the things over here, either cost wise or department wise, how much material has been given here in the input 1000 was the input, output came here 900. So here we lost here 100 units. The input was 900. So we got 875, 25 we have lost here, 875 we have given 850. So the total output of the product was only 850, whether there is any inefficiency in the material or in the time or in any amount of expenditure what it incurred here. Like we consider now the time here, whether the laborers have used the entire time in the production process or not. How many hours it has been involved in the conversion of raw material into production. Now, the concept should be taken in such a way that one, whether there was any idle time or what, how many minutes or how many hours of idle time was there, what was the reason we had the idle time. So what is idle time here? Idle time is a time where there was no productivity or there was no production at all. No involvement of conversion into finished goods. Means they have not worked at all. They were discussing. They were not on the production floor at all. Means there was no activity. So what was the incident happened? Why they stopped all the production? Whether they went for lunch, whether there was any power fluctuation, or whether there was any problem in the machinery, or whether the communication gap was there in the production process. Why the idle time was there in the production. So why this happened here? For this reason, the manufactured cost was increased here. Instead of getting over the product in 80 hours, it took 110 hours. 30 hours was extra. For 30 hours, labor was incurred here. For that reason, the management should know that where the actual cost should be controlled. How to control that one? And expenses, materials, whether sufficient materials has been provided for the production or not, whether the actual materials has been provided for the production or not, whether after providing the raw materials, whether they have informed how to convert that one in each and every level. The person who is converting, whether he know the job work or not, exactly how to convert that one. So if we know all these things, so we can avoid the huge amount of cost of expenditure in each and every level of production, or else the management has to face certain things as inefficiency in using of materials, time and expenses. For that reason, the management should know that one about the cost of the product. Next, to provide data for periodical profit and loss accounts and balance sheet at such intervals, example, it may be weekly, monthly, quarterly, as may be desired by the management during the financial year, not only for the whole business, but also by department or individual product. They're saying that one, it supports the management to get the information about the financial aspects of products. Either it may be weekly, for every 7 days we can know that one, what is the amount of expenditure is incurred. Like for example, in the construction department process, every Saturday they'll check that one, what is the amount of labor should be paid, what is the amount required for next week production, and last week whatever you purchased, the commodity, the cement or the raw material, whether it has been used properly or not. So to take a proper decision by that person, it requires for him to have the data on weekly basis, or in certain cases for fortnightly, for 15 days, or it may be monthly, as it is required for the person. They can use that one, and even they can check in such a way that one on division basis, like department wise, they can have the report of the cost incurred in the process of conversion. To reveal sources of economies in production having regard methods, types of equipment, design, output, layout, daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly information may be necessary to ensure prompt and constructive action. They say that one, to get actual information here, whatever process are adopted by the production department in the process of conversion, and whether the conversion, what they are doing, whether they're going to get the finished product on a daily basis or weekly basis, or how the production is going to be completed and which method they're adopting, and whether the method adopted by them can be worth in the future or not, whether the machinery or the process what they're using with the present technology, whether it is worth or not. So based on this, the management can take a decision whether I want to produce the product or not to produce the product here. The next objective here, to provide actual figures of cost. They're saying that one, to have to make the proper comparison here. So with the help of the costing, they'll get what is the actual amount of cost incurred in the process of conversion. To show where standard costs are prepared and what the cost of production ought to be, and with which the actual cost which are eventually recorded may be compared here. If your predetermined cost is there for each process, like for material and even for labor and overheads, already if you fix it that one, the fixed amount of expenditure from your mind, that can be compared with the actual one, and then you can take a decision that one where we are standing. Like for example, for direct material, you have fixed it in such a way the standard cost and the actual cost. The standard cost, according to it, was 150, here it is 180. So now the 30 rupees is increased here. Why it is increased? It means we have a negative minus 30. Minus 30 means unfavor according to your fixed prices. So then you have to think in such a way that when where I've taken a wrong decision, or where the wrong steps has been taken by the production or the finance people here, or whether fixing the price only, the standards, whether we have made any mistakes here. So we can check that one with the actual cost incurred and we can make the proper comparison. Then we can take the right steps in the business. This is the concept what we have here. To present comparative cost data for different periods and various volumes of output. So here, based on that, whatever the comparison you have made here, the standards, then it can be made in such a way that when it can be given in a comparative concept here for a period last month and current month. What was the actual amount of expenditure was incurred? So last month, that is nothing but in November, December. November, there was an expenditure of 15,000. In the December, it is 18,000. Why the 3,000 is increased when the same steps have been adopted from the November to the December? Why the 3,000 is increased here? Due to change in the prices in the market. It may be that one. Or due to other factors, the 3,000 has been incurred here, which are uncontrollable for the business people here. So they have to check that one, why the difference we are getting. In some cases, it may be 15,000 and 12,000. So there is a additional benefit for the organization due to changes in the market. The expenditure of the process, whatever it was there, the 3,000 has been reduced here. So it is benefit for the organization. Next, to provide a perpetual inventory of stores and other materials so that interim profit and loss account can be and the balance sheet can be prepared without stock taking and check on stores, and adjustments are made at frequent intervals. Also to provide the basis for production planning and for avoiding unnecessary wastages or losses of material and stores. They're saying that in some of the cases, excluding the availability of stock here, or without considering the stock only, we are going to identify what is the amount of cost has been incurred here, and then we can control that one by having a proper control on the stock by the stores department and issuing according to the requirement, purchasing according to the requirement. If they do that one, definitely there will be a proper amount of cost which are planned according to that one. It will be incurred or else there will be loss for the organization. To provide information to enable management to make a short-term decision on various steps such as quotation, price special customers, or during a slump or make or buy decision, assigning priorities to various products. They're saying that one, if I want to buy any raw material here, I can take a decision. If the particular raw material moment is more in the production here, so I can invest on that one. I can buy that raw material for in a huge number of quantity. Or the product what we are producing here, if I want to produce that product here in my premises, the cost to produce here, like variable cost, semi-variable cost, and fixed cost. Fixed cost is 25, 35, and 25. So approximately this will be 85 for me total cost. The same product is available in the market for 50. The same product what we are producing here, it is available for 50 for me. If I take this one for 50 in the market, and my fixed cost will be compulsory, it will be incurred 25 here, so it will be 75. If I produce, it is going to be 85. If I buy the product, then it will be 75. Whether I can buy the product and put my name on that one, let me sell in the market, let me do in that process, or let me only produce that one and sell that one in the market, even though there is a difference in the 10 rupees here. So we can take a proper decision. That's why they're saying make or buy decisions. Next we have here to provide data for periodical profit and other things and reveal the information on the process whatever we have here. Next we have here the limitation of financial accounting have made the management to realize the importance of cost accounting. They're saying that one, there is a lots of limitations in the financial accounting. For that reason, they started the cost accounting. Whatever may be the type of business, it involves expenditure on labor. Like for example, a normal person in the retail business, Even there is an expenditure of labor. He has to pay the salary for the employees. Now, and the expenditure for materials and other items required for the manufacturing and disposing of the product here. So, for conversion of raw material to finished goods, there are several amount of expenditure will be incurred, and even in the normal course of business also, the amount of expenditure incurred for the labor or material or any other expenditure in the process of earning profit here. So, here we should know that one, it is not only for the manufacturer, even for all the businesses, the cost ascertainment is required. Then only they can make out where we are standing. Can I sustain in the market for long run or not? The management has to avoid the possibility of waste at each stage. They're saying that one, with the help of the cost, they can take a decision in such a way that one, the wastages can be reduced over here if they take proper decisions. And see here, the idle time already said that one, because of it may be where the employees are moving out from the production place to have a cup of coffee or to have the lunch, to have the dinner, or to other aspects. Due to some pressure, they want to have some relaxation, they're going out. So now the management has to think in such a way that one, where they can control the employees from moment of production to the relaxation. For that reason, they can take a proper decision in such a way that one, they can provide some benefit for the employees, and providing the food at the place where they are working, supporting them and guiding them and motivating them in different aspects, even taking care of employees' health here. So the company can decide here by providing, like for example, a dry fruits, where and healthy drinks can be given for the employees at regular intervals. So what happens here? The employee feel in such a way that when he involves in the work, say the management has taken care about me, so let me also take care of the management here and support the management or the employer in the good productivity instead of wasting the time. So it can be controlled. If you take a proper decision, the efficiency of the labor will be increased if you reduce the idle time with a proper decisions only. Cost accounting increases overall productivity of an organization and serves as an important tool in bringing prosperity to the nation. So they're saying that when if you have a proper cost accounting concept in your business, definitely there'll be changes in the economy of the nation. The importance of cost has been divided into 4 concepts: aid to management, aid to creditors, aid to employees, aid to national economy. First, we'll take into consideration aid to management. Cost accounting provides invaluable aid to management. It supports the management to take a proper decision whether I want to buy the product or I want to make the product, or let me check in a different way that one, whether product can be assembled, whether the process should be taken over here, what we can do better to sustain in the market. So to take a proper decision, always the cost accounting concept will support the manufacturers in all the way. For all this, the management should be capable of using the information provided in the cost account in a proper way. They're saying that when the cost accounting information provided by the cost accountants, if you use that one, definitely there'll be a huge benefit for the business people. If you're not adopting that one, then definitely there'll be inefficiency in the business concepts of the market strategists not adopting. Like the cost accountants say that one, this is the actual cost, what it has been incurred here, and there's a price has to be kept here. These costs are to be considered at the time of fixing the price. If you don't consider that one, then later when you cross-check that one, the product what you sold in the market will be not according to the amount of earnings or investment what you made here. Like for example, my investment is 150, where the product has been sold for 140. So we are sustaining loss of 10 rupees without analyzing the proper amount of expenditure incurred for the product here. Instead of earning, we are giving it lesser price. That should not happen. The inefficiency of management should not be there. They should know that one, why the cost accountant said that one, to add certain particular cost which should be added for the product or the process of conversion. Either it may be selling that one directly or indirectly. Next, HML, the thing we have here, cost accounting helps in periods of trade depression and trade competitions. So it gives in such a way the support to the management that one, to avoid the competition and to give the proper competition in the market, the cost what they have taken and the margin what they have fixed for this product here can be controlled, and even they can gain the benefit if they have the proper usage of the cost information, or else it is going to be problem for them if they consider all the periodic cost and the cost which are to be taken and the cost which should not be taken by the business people. The management should know the actual cost of their products before embarking of any scheme of price reduction. See, already I said that one. If you don't know the cost which are involved for these products directly or indirectly, without knowing that one, if you are going to provide any discount on the price of the product, then you are going to sustain huge losses. So before taking any decisions, check that one, what is the actual cost of the production. Adequate system of costing facilitates this. So if you have proper concept over there, definitely it's going to support you. Cost accounting aids for the price fixation. There, already I said that one. If you collect the amount of expenditure from all the departments, like already I said for you people in such a way that one, production department, purchase department, stores department, sales department, marketing department, finance department, research and development department, transport department, dispatch department. See, for one product, for one unit, conversion of raw material from finished good to the finished goods, these are the departments which are involved. So consider all the department expenditure properly, then fix the price for the product. Or else if you're not considered transport or dispatch, research and development, so three departments information, if you don't consider properly, automatically the company, what is going to fix the price for the product will be not equal to your earnings for to survive in the market. So you're going to sustain losses from the day one itself. So think that one and then you decide. The producer can take necessary guidance from his costing records in case he is in a position to fix or change the price charged. So if you have forgotten to take into information of cost accountants in a proper way, take guidance properly. Again, you go and check that one. Which are the costs should be taken into consideration and how much it should be taken, how the cost should be taken from of all the departments based on the involvement of time or in any other concepts. So check that one and then divide it according to the involvement and then fix the proper price for your product where you can earn the profit and even you can sustain in the market for long run. Cost accounting helps in making estimates, means what should be the cost of the product and what is the price should be kept for this product and how we can fix the price if I'm going to get a production. Like for example, somebody would come and say that, sir, I need tomorrow or within 1 week, 1,500 units. If I want to quote a proper price for him, so the costing is going to support him. These are the things which are to be taken into consideration. How much fixed cost we have here. And if I add this fixed cost and the cost which are other things are going to be incurred here, then what is the actual price should be made into consideration for to have the more profit. Profits can be maximized by concentrating on profitable operations and eliminating non-profitable one. So think in such a way that one and remove some unwanted things, what you considered earlier, whatever it is required, add that one, and then be in such a way that one to get the project to be completed on successful, and even you can earn something with the small project. Today it may be small, tomorrow it is going to be huge for you people. Next, cost accounting eliminates wastages. So they're saying that one, always cost accounting to support, to reduce the wastage or to remove the wastage concept directly. Cost accounting eliminates wastage, as cost accounting is concerned with the detailed breakup of cost on the checkup of various forms of wages or losses. The thing that one, we can reduce that one easily and make the comparison here. Proper maintenance of costing records provides the various costing comparison with support for the future concept, whether how to fix the price and what standard should be fixed, and making the comparison of actual with the standards, and even taking into consideration of all external factors of the business. The external factors is nothing but outside environment. Those things should be considered, and how to consider and have a proper control. Means we can't control that one. At least we can try to control the expenditure which are going to be unexpected. It is going to be happen here. For that reason, that has to be checked out, and then we have to take the proper decision. Investors, banks, they can base their judgment. So they're saying that when investment banks means the people are funding for us. If I want to pay the interest on time, and if I want to refund the principal amount on time, so then actual cost should be known here. So when I'm going to borrow funds here, 5 lakhs at 8% per annum, per month, per annum, it will be 40,000 interest. So for 5 years, if I'm taking here into 5, so my interest would be 2 lakhs. 2 lakhs plus 5 lakhs, the total borrowing cost for me will be 7 lakhs instead of saying that 5 lakhs, because even I have to pay the interest on time and the full amount has to be paid. Then there will be balance on the payment over here. Then aid to employees here. So when the cost has been incurred here in a proper way, and if all the information has been taken and into consideration, and while fixing the price based on the cost actually incurred, so when you're going to earn the amount here, that can be distributed to the employees, and the employees can be get a good salary and even the bonus for them for the work whatever they have done here. So now they are benefited by number of ways. By the installation of efficient system of costing, they are benefited through continuous employment and higher remuneration by way of incentives, bonus plans. Already said that one. So if the employees have been paid more incentives and the bonus plans has been introduced in the business, if you have a proper cost analysis and cost system in your business, then definitely you can make use of that one and pay more remuneration for the employees. For national economy, an efficient system of costing brings prosperity to the business enterprise and even stepping up to the government revenue. See, when you're going to earn more profit here, when you want to pay the tax to the government, if you're paying tax properly to the government here for the benefits used here, so then even the government gets support here. The economy of the nation will be increased with the support what you have made and the product available in the market. If there is any inefficiency in decisions what you have taken here, and if you are going to sustain losses, you are using all the natural resources and the benefits, but there is a huge loss in the business here where you can't pay taxes to the government, and even the economy of the nation cannot be a proper. There will be fluctuation in the market. For that reason, before taking any decisions of your price of the product, think in all the angles, taking into consideration all your internal factors as well as external factors also. Now, in today's session, we have discussed about the objectives and importance of costing. Go through the session and get through in your examination. Thank you to all our second sem BCom students.